I firmly believe that at the end of this movie, if you do not have a craving for pie, this movie has failed you on some level. Because after this movie's over, you'll want to buy pie. I'm not kidding. Bad Times at the El Royale was written and directed by Drew Goddard and has a bunch of people in it, lots of great A-list actors. And I was actually very, very excited for this film. This was one of my most anticipated movies of the year post May. After I saw the trailer and after I got a sense of what this film was going to be like, I was hooked. I couldn't wait to see this thing in theaters. And this is about four strangers who come to this hotel literally on the border of California and Nevada. Like, it's literally built along the line. Half the hotel is in California and half the hotel is in Nevada. And these four people just come out of nowhere, and once they actually move into their rooms, there seems to be a dual side to them. They're not who they appear to be, they're not who they said they are, and so begins a very twisted, tangled story. Oh, and Chris Hemsworth is also in this movie as someone who is out for somebody in the hotel. And that's all I'm going to say about that, because I'm going to talk. I don't want to give anything away. So, like I said, I was really pumped for this film, and I love this movie. I absolutely loved it. It's not a perfect movie. It's got a couple of issues, but I can't really go too much into the issues because they weren't that big. This film was an absolute blast. But it's also very old fashioned, so I completely understand if somebody watching this film is not going to enjoy it because it has elements in it which are definitely something which, if you appreciate film noir and kind of like an old school style of filmmaking, then you'll probably enjoy it a lot more. As it stands with Bad Times at the El Royale, it's sometimes becomes a stylistic choice. However, I can't see why you wouldn't love this movie nonetheless. It's made with a lot of love and care. There is a certain amount of depth and thought that has gone into actually making this film, and it's filled with performances that are just fantastic. And I mean, there are some standouts, of course, but there are some which are career best performances here. Jeff Bridges gives one of his best performances in years. He's really great here. Also great is Cynthia Erivo, I believe that's her name. She's one of the best parts of the film. She's a highlight for sure. Her performance is scene stealing. Dakota Johnson has officially begun her turnaround of her career after 50 Shades trilogy, which is good. She's gonna make that trajectory change just like Kristen Stewart did after Twilight. So thank God. She's also really good here, and I mean there are good actors. John Hamm is great. One of the biggest standouts, however, is Chris Hemsworth. This might actually be his best performance to date, and that's saying something. He's been in so many movies up to this point, and people are obviously always going to remember him as Thor. But here he gives a very different performance than what he's given before, and I think that's why this will probably go down as one of his best. He here plays a negative performance. He's not the hero here. Usually you're used to seeing him as the good guy. Here he's just a psychopath. He's just kind of crazy. And the monologues and all that, so whatever he delivers in this film, the scenes that he has, he just steals it. He just steals the spotlight, and he's fantastic. Like, really, he is the one reason to watch the film, because of his performance. And no, it's not because he's shirtless 99.99% of the film. That is a draw for, whoever's into him. Ladies, gentlemen, whoever, just go have fun. Also very great is the cinematography. Because the film has the set, as the hotel is divided into two halves, a lot of shots are very symmetrical as you see the divide between these things. It's really well done. There's one shot in particular where you can actually see the line just split down the middle, and you see this show up. It's amazing. I really like the concept of that in the hotel in that sense. Michael Giacchino's score is also one of his better scores. The writing is terrific. The dialogue is constantly great. It's a slow burn movie. That is something else I should warn you about. It takes a while. And that brings me to one problem, is sometimes it can get a bit too slow and you'll be sitting there for a while thinking, all right, let's get to the chase. And I assure you, by the time the chase begins and once you finally get to the big part of the film, which you've all come to see, once that starts off, the film just gets better and better and better. But leading up to that, a few minutes here and there could have been shaved off. There is a fantastic 10-minute tracking shot with John Hamm, which I'm not going to spoil it, but you've got to see it. It's one of the best shots I've seen in years. I don't know how they managed to do that in such a great way. I'm sure there's a cut in there somewhere or the other, but magnificent, magnificent storytelling. There is a great point in time where the narrative is a little non-linear at points, and they start to converge in on one another, and the way they converge, also fantastic. The direction is beautiful. This man directed The Cabin in the Woods before, and if you enjoyed that film, you're definitely going to enjoy this one. This, I think, is a slightly better movie than The Cabin in the Woods, though. That's just my opinion. I think overall, you're going to have a blast with Bad Times at the El Royale. It's definitely one of my favorites of the year. I like that studios, I think, have basically shifted all their best films to this time of year. Normally it's December. We're getting them in October now. First Man is also out, and I'm reviewing that tomorrow, so look forward to that. But I can't recommend this movie enough. This is great stuff. The music choices, the way it looks, the way it's performed. I mean, it's all A plus material. Like I said, the pacing could have been a little bit better, but that's really my only big issue with it. That's really it. I'm gonna give Bad Times at the El Royale a 9.5 out of 10. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Look forward to more reviews very soon. If you like this, please do subscribe. I'll see you guys at the movies.